The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host and their guests do not necessarily reflect those of Para X, its affiliates, or its sponsors.
Whatever.
God damn son of a bitch!
We have had some technical problems.
I'm ready to go.
Hit it!
31 seconds, and we're going for auto sequence start.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Dead Zone WDZRDB Worldwide.
Dead Zone Paranormal Radio Show. We've got a great show tonight. We've got Dalen, Spratt from the Ghost Brothers. Going to be coming up later on in the show. Got to check it out. He's such a great person to talk to. He's one of my favorite people I've talked to over the past 3 years we've been doing this show. I mean, he's really a great guy. You've got to check it out. But before we do that, we're going to play, well, it is October, and I think we're going to kick it off with a really cool tune, really cool track from John 5, Witch. And before we do that, remember, check us out on Facebook. Go check us out. Go check us out on Spreaker, SoundCloud, Anchor FM, and Spotify.
I found it at last! Marla's sacred cauldron. This is the legendary artifact that has been whispered about in hushed tones for hundreds of years, and now it's mine! All mine!
Who dares defile the sanctity of my castle walls? Step away from the cauldron, you impertinent, muddy-mettled maltworm.
Never! I've spent half my lifetime trying to discover your age-old secret of stirring the cauldron!
Oh, for Merlin's sake, that's no deep, dark secret. Just tune into the Para X Radio Network Thursday nights at 9 o'clock Eastern for more cauldron stirring than you can shake a wand at.
Oh. Well, in that case, I guess I don't need to take up any more of your time, so I guess I'll be going.
Not just yet. We've got a little unfinished business to take care of.
That's Stirring the Cauldron with Marla Brooks every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern on the Para X Radio Network.
Okay, and now back to business.
Hello, this is Christopher St. Booth, and you're listening to The Dead Zone.
All right, Dead Zone Paranormal Radio Show. What day is it? It's Sunday the what? I can't. There you go, 13th. Right. I've got Dustin Coffey with me here tonight in the studio.
That's right.
Michelle is out of town, as is Scott Blake. But on the phone, we have Dalen Spratt.
That's right.
Man. The head man, the dude, the Ghost Brothers leader. Team leader, man.
The man, the myth, the legend.
The man, the myth, the legend. Absolutely.
Hey, it's time to pop the trunk on this interview.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So how's it going, brother?
Man, everything's going great, man. I don't think I could ask for too much better stuff right this moment, man. They're riding off the high of the season and last week's live special, man. So doing real good right now.
You guys are killing it,
man.
You guys
awesome.
are hot.
Absolutely, yeah.
Man, I appreciate that, man. We're going to keep it up.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we've seen you guys at a couple conventions, but, you know, we can't ever come over and say hi because you guys have a line all the time.
Man, when I tell you that's a blessing, man, it always, it never ceases to amaze me when people come up and line up to see us and just to talk to us, man. Because, you know, like I said, a couple years ago, we were sitting at the house on the couch like everybody else watching these TV shows.
Right.
So the fact that people actually even care enough to want to come talk to us, take a picture, get an autograph, and, man, it's definitely, heartwarming, man. It's dope.
Guys, yeah, cool. You guys. When was it? That was March 4th, right? The first season.
The first season of the original Ghost Brothers.
Yes.
Yeah, that was probably 2017. Yeah, and it aired. I think it did air back in March of 2016.
March 2016. I think it was.
16. Look at you.
You're so busy you can't keep up. I get it.
Yeah, it's just a blessing to be 2019 and still kicking, man, with a whole new series. Man.
That is awesome. That is really cool, man. That is very cool.
And you Ghost Brothers Haunted House guest, right?
Yeah.
Yes, Haunted House guest, man. We were actually, it's funny. So I think probably about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, me, Marcus, and one were at Scarefest in Kentucky.
Yep.
And we were sitting on top of the roof of the parking deck just talking, man. You know, our show, the regular Ghost Brothers, was on hiatus, and we were just trying to figure out what was next. And we just had this really cool idea about haunted house guests, and we came up with the whole idea, literally sitting on that roof. And ended up talking to Travel Channel about it, and they loved it. So
that's really cool.
So like our baby, this is our baby. We loved it. Yeah.
That is really cool. I mean, I'd kind of like to hear more about that. So you guys talk to your producers, that in turn talk to the Travel Channel, Discovery Network, etc. And you basically you pitched your show, and they picked it up.
Yeah, so we even talked to the producers. So we didn't have any producers or anything at the moment. We just had the relationships with everyone from Discovery Channel. Because of the original Ghost Brothers. And like I said, it was a time where I think Discovery was trying to buy Travel Channel. So everything was just in hiatus. I think none of the shows really knew what they were going to do. This is before everybody kind of went to Travel Channel.
Right. It was.
This idea.
It was the exodus from Discovery Network.
Yeah, exactly.
From Destination. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. We were able to pitch directly to the network. We had the people that we have been working with at Destination America, and they just so happened to be moved to Travel Channel.
Right.
And so it was all just God and fate. Like, it's aligned the way things happen, man. So we couldn't ask for a better situation.
That's amazing. Good. I'm happy for you guys. That's awesome. And
Thank
the show's getting great responses. You guys have a huge high rating right now. It's killer. I love it. I'm digging it. It's awesome.
That's solid. Thank you.
For sure. So you mentioned you come up with the idea at Scarefest a couple years ago. I know I saw you at Scarefest this year. How was it? How did things go for you guys while you were there?
Man, Scarefest is like a second home, man. Like, if we ever don't get invited back to Scarefest, man, I feel like we would riot just because. It's one of the first conventions that ever took a chance on us and invited us out early. So it's like, everyone at Scarefest is just like super dope people. And, like I said, it's genuinely like a second home for us.
That's very cool.
That's too cool, man. That's awesome.
So where are Juan and Marcus? They're off. What are they doing?
So Juwan and Marcus are actually traveling at the moment. I know, so I hate to put his business out there, but lucky Juwan, he actually went over to Europe and went to the Chicago Bears football game. Every year the NFL does an international game overseas. And Juwan went over there because he's from Chicago and he wanted to see the Bears play in Europe, so he went there. And Marcus is actually on tour cutting hair, man. I think with Nas and someone else. So
really,
he's traveling the world. Yeah,
very cool.
Just me sitting here. I'm the only one just sitting here stateside, man.
Now, speaking of that, you not only do you have the show, and I want to ask you one more thing here too before I say this. Were you guys actually a team before you got contacted, or however it came about? Were you guys actually a team before you were picked up by the network, by Destination America?
Man, that's what's funny, man. We've just always been friends. So like, people ask, like, were you a paranormal team? Not really. We were just homeboys that kicked it all the time. Like, we were just best friends, literally. And we literally thought to try it. Like, we didn't see any black people doing it on TV, and I just asked them why did they think that was, and would they be interested in just trying it. And we literally just tried it a couple times. Nothing crazy, nothing that anyone at home couldn't do themselves. And we videotaped it, and literally that was it. We just put it on YouTube, just for friends to see it, and just to hey, we tried it. And literally, like 4 years later,
blew up.
Destination America saw us and was just like, hey, we see that you guys have tried ghost hunting before. Would you be interested in doing it on television?
That's awesome.
He was like,
are you kidding me?
Like,
all right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm driving Uber right now. I'm doing this.
That's too funny. Driving Uber. No, that's killer. So, obviously, since then, you guys have amassed a good amount of investigations under your belt. Do you have a favorite investigation you'd like to share, or experience, or whatnot?
Yeah, I think what's cool about us is, like I said, we've never professed to be like these expert paranormal investigators.
There are none. There are no experts. No.
Exactly. Yeah. We've just been blessed with the opportunity to do this in front of the world.
Yeah.
So, like, even in the first season, in the second season of Ghost Brothers, like, we was running out of places. Like, we was like, that was the real deal. Like, we didn't want to. When we came to the network, we wanted them to know, like, look, we're not about faking anything. We're not about just trying to do things for ratings. None of that. Like, we're the same guys that were sitting at home a few months ago wondering if this stuff is really real.
Yeah.
So, like, if you're gonna follow us with cameras, we gonna give y'all the real deal. So it's just dope that we've been able to grow on television with people. So, like, the world has seen our maturation through this whole experience. But to answer your question, probably the Allen House.
The Allen House.
One. That was it. In Monticello, Arkansas.
Yeah, that's where I'm from. I'm from Arkansas.
Oh, hey, man. Oh, we from Arkansas. I thought you was about to say you was from Monticello, man. It's funny because I tell people that story. They always ask me, you know, what's your best favorite location of investigating? And I'm like, man, it's always Monticello, Arkansas. Like the town welcomed us in. They actually had the youngest mayor in the country. The coolest dude ever. And it's funny, I was actually out with some people. I had just met them. We was at a bar or something talking. And they found out, they didn't watch the show, but they found out what I did. And they asked the same question. And I was like, yeah, man, I was in Monticello, Arkansas, the dopest place ever. I met this young mayor, man. He's the coolest. This guy stopped me and said, wait a minute, let me stop you there. That mayor got indicted for stealing money.
Well, it's Arkansas, dude.
I was like, dang, the one person I always brag about in politics happened to be crooked. Like,
I'm not from Monticello. I'm actually from Pine Bluff. I'm from Pine Bluff. I'm a little further down.
I know exactly what that is. A lot of my friends went to Arkansas Pine Bluff.
There you go.
Yeah,
man.
That's cool.
So you guys are based out of Atlanta.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming the Falcons are your team.
No. I'm originally from Dallas, Texas, man.
Cowboys.
Man. Yeah,
Cowboys,
man. You know, we started off great. It's a little rocky right now, but don't worry, we gonna bounce back.
Hey, man, I hate to break it to you, brother, but I'm a Green Bay Packers fan.
Uh-oh.
Man, you guys needed us, man. It's okay.
Yeah. No, it's cool. I was just curious because you was talking about Marcus being over to see the Bears play, so I had to find out who your team was.
Yeah, so it's funny. So Jawan is from Chicago.
Or Jawan, I'm sorry.
Fan. And Marcus is from Atlanta, but he grew up there. He originally was born in Texas, so he's a huge Dallas fan. Like two Dallas fans and a Bears fan. Yeah.
Well, what do you think about the Saints? That's my boys.
Man, listen, I actually went down to the game, the Dallas and Saints game. A week ago in New Orleans. I was able to go. I just went to tailgate, and I made the mistake of wearing a Cowboys jersey in New Orleans. I tell you, man, I got harassed so much, but it turned around. This one gentleman who was harassing me the most from New Orleans ended up giving me 3 free tickets to the game.
There you go.
And I went to the game.
Man.
Even though y'all are weird, man, y'all got some hospitality.
That's too good. Awesome.
All right, let's turn it around here for a moment. I want to go back. I read your bio pretty much, and I want to ask you about I want to ask you about your experience at your grandma's house.
Yeah. It's funny. I'm in Dallas right now, and my mom's a school teacher and a pastor, so I was literally, when I'm in town, I like to drive her to work in the morning. So I was driving her to work literally at like 6:30 this morning, and we were just talking about that story.
Okay.
And I was asking her, I was like, "Man, Mama, do you remember that?"
Yeah.
She was like, "Yes, I do," and I don't know why you're bringing it up. I was like, "Uh-oh, my bad." Bring up old stuff. Man, that was one of my earliest experiences ever.
That's what got you started, right? I mean, more or less.
Yeah. It's the first thing that just happened to me that I was never really sure about, and that's always stuck in the back of my mind, man. I just never really knew. So as I became an adult, I started to, think about that. But I was so young. I was like 7. So, at 25, 26, 27 years old, thinking back, I'm like, dang, like, did that really happen the way that I remembered it happening? Did I really see that? Like, was I asleep? You know what I mean? Like, I just didn't. Those questions is what, drew me to doing this. Yeah.
Now, did that only happen the one time, or did it happen on multiple occasions?
Man, a lot of crazy stuff happened in my grandmama's house in West Texas, man. That was just one story. I remember a second time. I was probably maybe a little bit older. I was probably about 10. Same situation. I was down at my grandmama's house visiting for the summer. Like, all the kids would come down there and visit from all town. And I remember one night, the adults, we were all, like, everything's flat. Like, like now houses are big. This is like trailers are out there. So, like, you can literally go on your patio of your trailer and look across and you can see the whole town. Like, everything's flat.
Right. Yeah.
And the adults were telling the kids there's this old rundown black church. They used to have a black side of town and a white side of town. So the black church, they had a new church and an old church. The old church is dilapidated, old, ran down. No one goes in there anymore. None of that.
Right.
So they was telling us this story. They was just like, yeah, there was this man back in the day who killed his entire family.
Oh, man.
Some kind of way, he didn't go to jail, but he would walk to this church every night to ask for forgiveness for killing his family.
Okay.
He did it every day up until the day that he died. This is a story that the adults are telling like 6 kids. Right?
Yeah. Oh, man. Wow.
So we're like, what? Are you serious? That's crazy. A ghost? So somebody was just like, why don't we go down there and walk to the church and just see?
Right.
If we can catch this ghost walking to and from the church.
That'd be
So
awesome.
10-year-old kids, we decided to go. We're walking the first time. I think like a black cat ran across the field in front of us. We were being superstitious.
Yeah.
We thought, oh no. So we ran back to the house. And then we was like, no, we got to go again. So we decided to walk back. And I think something else happened. Something else superstitious happened. And we ran back to the house. And for the third time, we make it all the way to the church. Mind you, it's around midnight.
Yeah.
The adults are like on the porch, but they can see us.
They can, they're watching. Yeah, you're not. Yeah, you're not going anywhere without them. Yeah, no one. Yeah,
exactly. So we're walking. We get to the church, and we get there, and I will never forget, man. My back was to the church, and a couple of my friends were in front of me, so they're looking at the church, and my back is to the church, looking at them, and we're just talking like, man, it's crazy. Ain't no ghost out here. And I'll never forget, like, all the streets are like gravel. My friend picked up a little rock. I mean, like a rock that would be in your shoe.
Yeah.
Like nothing big. He picked it up, and I just remember him throwing it over my shoulder and hitting the door of the church. These 2 big wooden doors, huge wooden doors of the church.
Yeah.
And I just remember looking at him, and when I tell you, I will never forget the face that he made. It was a pure horror. And I just remember slowly turning around, and when I tell y'all, these 2 doors of the church began to slowly open, as if somebody was pulling them open. But like, if somebody's pulling two doors open, like at some point you would see the person.
You would think,
standing there.
Yeah.
Nobody was there, and these doors literally slowly opened in unison together, as if somebody was in the middle pulling them open. When I tell you we hightailed it back to the house,
I guess, yeah. Either that or he had a great arm and should have been in baseball. Whatever,
He should have played baseball with that, man. But whoever was in that church or whatever was in that church was pissed that we threw that rock. And like, yeah, man. All of that stuff happened literally like in a 2-block radius, like the funeral home where I touched the body, this church where the door opened up. That whole little city is like a hot spot.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
too cool. We have to go check it out sometime.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Yeah, McCamey, Texas, man. McCamey, Texas.
All right.
Very cool.
For sure. Yeah, so with everything you've got going on with Ghost Brothers and your networks and all that good stuff, that's not it. That's not all that you are. You have a lot of other stuff going on.
Yeah.
You're a very busy man. I'm impressed you even had the time to sit down and do this interview with us, actually, because you tell us a little bit about Lauren Spratt and some of the other things you've got going on.
Yeah. So Lauren Spratt, man, it's actually a company that Juwan and I started about 10 years ago, man. So when I was in college, me and Juwan both went to Sparkletti University in Atlanta, Georgia, and I was a business major, and I got my MBA also from Clark Atlanta in marketing.
Very
when
cool.
I was studying, when I was in graduate school, I studied abroad overseas in China. So I was in, So I studied international business and international marketing in Beijing, China, and Capital Normal University. But while I was there, I kept going to this place called the Silk Market, and all it is, think of like a 10-story swap meet, like a hood swap meet where everything, like everything. But at the top floor of the swap meet was this factory, and they would make tailored suits. You could literally go in there, pick your fabric, they'll take your measurements, and literally you can come back that evening and it'll be a tailored suit to your body.
That's awesome.
And I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And I just got cool with the people that ran the shop. So I would go every single day. And, like, they became, like, my friends. And then when I came back to the United States, me and Jawan just started making suits for ourselves because I had friends in China that made suits. and then people just, like, start complimenting us on it. So we was like, man, like, we graduated from college. We needed some money. We was like, maybe we should start a business making suits for people. And that's what we did. And literally, here we are 10 years later, and we've had clothes, you know, at the NAACP Awards. We have artists won Best Dressed at the Grammys. We done every TV show in Atlanta, movies, like weddings. Like, our clothes are everywhere. So it's super, super dope.
That's amazing, dude.
Killer.
That's amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
I want a suit. I want one.
Yeah, I need a suit.
Yeah, you're gonna have a hard time fitting me though.
We got you.
I have to pay extra for mine.
Every man deserves to be tailored, man. We got you for sure.
That's
too awesome.
That's really cool, man. I mean, I had no idea. I didn't know that we were, like I said, we were looking up your bio and everything, and it's like co-founder and owner of Lorraine Spratt. It's like, really? I had no idea.
Well, you know, Lee, we're not actually up on the fashion.
Well, yeah, that's true.
I understand, man. Man, you know, ghost hunting, man. People think just because you're on television or you have a TV show, you're doing it, they automatically assume you make a lot of money. You know what I mean? They're like, yeah, but no, it ain't nothing. It ain't like that, bro. Like,
right? Yeah, we do. Yeah, we know a few people. I mean, I don't know if you remember. I think it was 3 years ago. We were at Scarefest with the people that we and I, Michelle and I, do merchandising for the Ames team, the Mountain Monsters. And I think you guys were like maybe a couple of tables down from us. There was the Wraith Chasers were in front of us, and we had Chris Booth.
Oh, yeah.
To the left.
Chris and Rachel.
And you guys were, a couple of tables down. And I never got to talk to you because every time I got to leave the booth, you guys were gone.
Yeah. They kept. It's funny because when we go to these conventions, it never do we complain about it because it's super dope. But, like, people at conventions, they always pull us aside to do other things.
Oh, yeah.
So I remember, like one convention, one of the employees were getting ready to propose to his girlfriend.
Okay.
So we put together this fake ghost for the seminar, and she was the only person that showed up, like, for her.
That's
so
cool.
He was like, "Dang, why am I the only person here?" And he was like, "No, we just gonna treat it like this." You know what I mean? And we set it whole up for her fiance to, propose to her. So we get called to do like all these little things. So we keep getting pulled away from our booth. But like, we just want to be able to interact with everybody, man. So it's just super cool.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
Well, we know how that works, man. It's kind of a crazy weekend when you do a convention. You don't know if you're coming or going, and by the time you figure it out, the weekend's over.
Right, and I didn't get to talk to you at Mid-South. I think my wife did, Michelle, the one that talked to you about coming on here. Yeah, I never got to talk to you. How'd you feel about Mid-South?
Man, all the conventions, man. I think I've only been to maybe one convention that was just like, dang, nothing is going on. Literally, me looking at me. And that was like early on.
Yep.
That was early on. It was like the first convention I'd ever done, man. But Mid-South was super dope too, man. Like,
that's cool.
Everybody that brings us out and invites us out, man, they're like family. Like, I've never had a bad experience.
That's awesome.
Like,
the paranormal community is all about unity and working together, and we all tolerate each other very well. Not tolerate, I guess I ain't the right word. We all get along really well.
No, I don't know. There's
because it's. I tell people all the time because they ask, how do you get involved or how do you become a paranormal investigator and stuff. I'm like, it's not really something you become. It's you just go out and do it. It's not like you get knighted or anything like that. But
you have to have the desire to do it.
For sure. Yeah. But one of the things I tell them is the greatest is the paranormal community just opens their arms and welcomes you as long as you're integral or you have integrity and you're trying to do what you're trying to do and seeking answers and that kind of thing. It'll open up for you, and one convention leads to 30. And it's a kick-ass time, and you're meeting all these new people, and it's an awesome experience for sure.
Exactly.
How many
parts is meeting all the cool new people, man.
How many do you have coming up now? We're just going to ask you this before we.
So we haven't started taking bookings for 2020 yet. Like a lot of people have been trying to, but we just kind of want to see what's going to happen with haunted house guests and what our schedule's going to look like for that. But for the rest of the year, we're at Ashmore State.
Yeah. You're not too far from us.
Yeah, and then I think next week we're doing a ghost walk in Roswell, Georgia. Mm-hmm. And then October 25th and 26th, we're throwing our own. We do it every year. It's our annual Ghost Brothers Takeover. We do it in Savannah, Georgia.
Nice.
So that's October 25th and 26th. So we got literally a 100 pub crawl.
Nice.
Yeah, we're bringing out Chip Coffee to do a gallery reading.
We're doing
like an investigation. Like we're having just a really good time that weekend.
That's all. I mean, Savannah's hot. Like it. Yeah. There's a lot of activity down there. A lot of good places to get into to investigate.
It's a good thing they're doing it when they're doing it because it's hot in Savannah.
No kidding.
Exactly. I rank Savannah up there with like New Orleans, man. When it comes to like just spiritual places and haunted locations, man. New Orleans and Savannah are two dope places to visit.
Oh, for sure. A lot of history in both places. For sure.
Yep.
So, well, that's awesome. You guys are at Ashmore this weekend for Ash Bash, of course. And that's going to be awesome.
I hate that because we could have had you in the studio with us. Because we're only like, what? How far is it?
45 minutes away.
45 minutes away. Gosh, dog it. Yeah. Well.
So, actually, we get to Ashmore, once a year or so.
Yeah. Look on the wall. You'll see it. Our signatures are on the wall there too.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I remember.
Cool, man.
Yeah, we.
He is. Yeah.
I've got pictures of me when I was in high school, out in front of Ashmore. Before it was actually a place. We were sneaking in. You probably shouldn't do that kind of thing, but
no, probably not.
It was one of the local folklores, and we were curious, so we went and checked it out a few times. And I've got a picture. I was probably 16 or 17, still in high school, and me and a big group of friends out in front of Ashmore. That was years and years ago.
Oh, that's cool, man. That's vintage. You got to frame that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So, Ashmore's a good place. And then after that, you said you're in Roswell, Georgia?
Yeah, Roswell, Georgia. We have a ghost walk that we're doing. I think that's on the October the 19th or 20th, one of those days. Yeah.
Awesome.
Roswell, Georgia.
Yeah.
Man, see now me and Lee are going to have to boost our savings up and come down to the Ghost Brothers Takeover in Savannah next year.
I wish to God we could.
Man, listen, it's going to be crazy next year. This year is dope, but next year it's going to be super crazy. Every year it gets bigger and better.
See, that's cool. What I'm talking about. That's awesome.
Now, the one we know for sure in 2020 we're going to be at is the Fright Fest in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Have you been contacted about that at all?
Yeah, Fright Fest. We're supposed to, we spoke to the gentleman that put that on a couple times. So
what's Eric?
Set up for that. Yeah, Eric, exactly.
Okay.
Eric. But the only thing that we're just trying to figure out what we're going to do with the show. Because I just would hate to, accept a couple of bookings next year and then it interferes with filming and we have to cancel.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
we have to do that this year, and it just sucks, man. To get people's hopes up and then we can't make it.
Right.
I don't want to. Yeah, I hate to have to do that next year too.
Absolutely.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. You guys have so much going on. Now I got to ask you, with everything you've got going on and everything, your future. Of course, you got a lot of good stuff going on for you, and it's looking like it's only going to get bigger.
It's getting better.
Is there a book in works, maybe?
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm a published author, man. Me and my mom wrote a book a few years ago. It's called A Mother's Guide to Manhood, and it's for single women raising sons. So writing has always been something that I do. So we actually started writing. It's something to shoot.
Yeah, sure.
All right, yeah.
Can't share too much. I get that, but that's a big, it's a big thing for most of our guests. They usually put out a book or two. So I was kind of jumped the gun on that one, but that's all. We'll definitely when you get closer with that or whatever,
we'll be promoting that. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Oh man, I appreciate that. Thank you. It's super dope, man.
Man, so with everything going on with the show, how many more episodes we got for this season, or can you tell us that?
Yeah, so the season ended 2 weeks ago, so we had 8 episodes. It did really well, and then last week was the special, the live special. So that was kind of like the culmination of like everything that we did for this season, man. Right. So we ended on a high note.
That's
over 1 million viewers on the live special.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Super dope.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That's where I got confused because you said it ended 2 weeks ago, and I was like, wait a minute, they were just on TV last week.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't realize the season had ended already. I don't have a very good memory either. That's awesome.
All right. Well, we've kept you long enough. It's like been like a half an hour now, and I'm sure you're tired of listening to us babble.
I appreciate you guys.
Hey, not a problem.
Let me ask you this: if we call you up every now and again, I'll give you a heads up beforehand, just for like maybe a 5 or 10 minute, just a little chat on one of the shows.
Shoot me a text message, man.
Would that be okay?
Let me know. Yeah, just shoot me a text message and let me know as you about to call me, man. I'll make time.
All right, we will do that.
And before we let you go, you want to tell our listeners where they can find everything Ghost Brothers? If they don't, or they should already know.
Well, I know Travel Channel right now. You can go to travelchannel.com. Yeah.
For sure, man. You can go to travelchannel.com and find out, watch new episodes. Travel Channel Go app. You can watch old episodes. And social media is Dalen Spratt on everything.
Yeah.
And our website, straightghosting.com. That's where you can buy tickets to our
Straight Ghosting. I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah. Find out everything that we got going.
That reminds me. I meant to ask you this earlier. I know we said we was going to let you go, and I apologize. But your catchphrase when you start every episode it's time to pop the trunk. And where did that come from?
Man, it's funny. We were actually at the Allen house, man, in Monticello, Arkansas.
There you go.
During the first season of Ghost Brothers, man, and we were just playing around and just talking about, what we were going to do to these ghosts. And in the urban community, pop the trunk means, you're going to go to your trunk and get whatever it is. Like you're having an altercation with someone, get into it with something.
Yeah. That's why we need him on the show. We need him to come on the show every now and again and explain to us old rural Indiana hillbillies.
But popping the trunk is just genuinely just going to the trunk to get protection, man, whatever that may be. And
that's
we thought it would be kind of cool to bring it to this and just pop the trunk on these ghosts.
That's awesome. I love it.
Get our stuff going.
You should get Yellow Wolf to do a rendition of "Pop the Trunk on These Ghosts" for you guys.
Right.
Oh man, that's great. Well, hey man, I'll tell you what. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Yes, sir.
We definitely appreciate it.
Man, thank you guys for having me, man. Anytime.
And
be careful. Be careful, because I will be calling you.
And good luck with everything you've got going on, and we'll talk to you soon.
Come on,
Millions of people are affected by the Para-X bug.
I realize that it is something that will stay with me for the rest of my life and long into the afterlife as well.
If you have the Para-X bug, there is hope.
With a nightly visit to the Para-X website and intensive past life regression therapy, I can control it.
Even with the Para-X bug, I can still lead an active life of radio show hosting, paranormal investigating, evidence checking, attending conferences, book writing, keeping up with the latest technology, and still keep my 40-hour-a-week day job.
If you think that you have the Para-X bug or know someone who might, visit para-x.com. And remember, you are not alone.
I am not alone.
I
am not alone.
The Para-X bug may cause the urge to chase shadow people, visit exotic haunted locations, adopt a pugwudgie, or spend all of your time trying to figure out the laws and principles of paranormal investigation. Listening to Para-X may increase these effects.
Sudden visions of full-body apparitions, or feeling the covers being pulled off you in the middle of the night by unseen hands, may also be signs of exposure to the Para-X bug.
The use of Para-X may be habit-forming, and an overwhelming desire to provoke spirits may be a serious side effect. If these symptoms last more than 4 hours, you should quickly consult a trusted witch and have her cast a "What the hell are you thinking?" spell on you. If symptoms persist, please contact the Para-X Radio Network Homeland Security Team for further instructions.
The Para-X bug may cause urges for late-night speaking with spirits and ghosts. Listening to Para-X may increase these effects. Overwhelming desire to try provoking a spirit may be a serious side effect. Those with Para-X bug effects lasting more than 4 hours should consult Para-X or see a professional. Sudden outbursts at the mention of orbs may be a sign of exposure to the Para-X bug. Use of Para-X may be habit-forming. Use caution when engaging in Para-X chat.
Your source for everything paranormal. Para-X.
This is Robbie Thomas, and you're listening to The Dead Zone 2019.
Emerging from the hell is true, taking vitamins tonight, evening's high to raining dead. Zooming down the shadow sky, taking superhuman form, shed the wings and stop the mortal man. Like the dogs into your face, panic soldiers like the brain, leaving corpses waiting for the change. Blood dripping from the tops, death not enough to satisfy, leave the drinking full of life.
Disgruntled Clown.
And this is Squirrel Killer.
And you're listening to the Dead Zone Paranormal Radio Show.
Dead Zone WDZRDB Worldwide.
This is the Dead Zone Paranormal Radio Show.
Thanks for listening. If you've enjoyed this episode, share it with your friends.